Welcome back. January is National Blood Donor Month. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, there have been severe blood shortages in New York and throughout the country over concerns that it may not be safe to go to blood donation centers. However, New York State is strongly encouraging eligible and healthy New Yorkers to donate life saving blood. How safe is it to donate blood right now? What is the COVID convalescent plasma? Here to address these concerns and more is Andrea Cefarelli, Senior Executive Director of the New York Blood Center. Welcome, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate the invitation.
Of course. Just to start off, can you just please tell us about the New York Blood Center and your mission?
Sure. New York Blood Center has been around for 55 years, and we serve over 200 hospitals with life-saving blood and blood products. And of course, blood is perishable, so we need volunteer blood donors and platelet donors and convalescent plasma donors coming in, despite the fact that it's a pandemic and our lives are upside down.
Right. And how has that process been affected by COVID-19, Andrea? Can you just share how donations have been impacted during this time?
Sure. So pre-pandemic, 75% of our blood donations came from blood drives hosted in the community at churches, high schools, colleges, businesses. So it was very easy to give blood. You had the convenience factor of donating with your classmates or with your coworkers and just popping down the hallway to donate in the cafeteria or somewhere convenient. And then we lost all blood drives early in the pandemic. And then summer, we started trying to rebuild. So giving blood, where people give blood is different. We have 19 donor centers across our footprint, which is in New York, upstate New York, Long Island, and into New Jersey. And slowly we've been trying to add more blood drives. Then we've gone to extraordinary measures to make sure that people feel safe to donate blood, both our staff and the donors that we rely on to provide these life-saving products to hospitals and ultimately to the patients who need the blood. So to begin with, pre-pandemic, you could just walk into a blood drive if you saw a sign, and now we are about 90% appointment only, which is really nice. We love that. We've been trying to do that for years. But make an appointment at nybc.org so we can expect you. Then we take your temperature before you enter. You must have a face covering. We clean our tablets, which is where you register between donors. We clean our donor beds. Our staff, of course, are in masks. And the appointments allow for us to keep donors, socially distanced throughout the process.
Got it. So it is a safe process during this time for those who are concerned back at home, may want to donate, but are not really sure, Andrea?
Yes. And donors have been amazing. Donors are coming out, but just not enough. There was a chronic deficit in blood donations, I think because of that convenience factor. It's not so easy. And some of that fear and staying from home. The good news is that gradually we've been increasing donations and in December had our largest month, but there's still a gap between what we need and how many are donating.
Andrea, who is eligible to donate as a healthy donor? Who would meet those requisites?
So in general, well and healthy. Of course, you can't have any symptoms of a cold or flu or COVID-19. You can get the general criteria on our website at nybc.org. If you've had a tattoo or a piercing, there can be a wait. Some travel. So pre-COVID travel, we were looking for exposure to malaria and things like that. Now travel restrictions are more related to COVID, but 90% of that is on our website. So if you're feeling well and healthy, you bring your ID, you make your appointment, and most people are surprised to find not only are they eligible, but the process is relatively seamless. And most first-time donors say, well, that was easier than I thought.
Got it. And something you mentioned earlier is the COVID convalescent plasma, CP. What is it and how is it different from just donating blood?
Sure. So New York Blood Center, we're extremely proud that we were the first in the country to collect convalescent plasma, which is used to treat those battling COVID-19 right now. And so convalescent plasma comes from people that had COVID-19, recovered, feeling well and healthy, and at least 14 days symptom-free. And then they have special plasma. So they come in and donate convalescent plasma that is then used for someone battling COVID-19. You have to go through our website for that because there's special requirements for proof of a COVID test or an antibody test and details about your symptoms. And so you upload your details and we'll call you within 24 to 48 hours and give you a ton of convenient places to donate. You can donate up to 8 times 1 week apart. And then after those eight donations, and there are several people that have done that, you then can donate monthly. So,
And does the process hurt? Is it painful at all, Andrea, just for anyone who may want to know that at home?
no, very similar to donating blood. In fact, donating blood, the needle's a little bigger. It's all a needle. And like I said, most first-time donors say that isn't bad. Actually, the convalescent plasma needle is a little bit smaller, but a slightly longer procedure to donate convalescent plasma. Most donors can donate 3 products, which can help up 3 patients. Because your body has more plasma than red cells.
Got it. Something else that the New York Blood Center offers is antibody testing. Can you tell us about that process and also what antibody testing is?
So we will tell you if you have the presence, yes or no, of antibodies. If you go on the web or just ask that question, what does that mean? There's so many opinions. So we just say yes or no, you do or you do not have the presence of antibodies. Some people will say, well, you give us our titer, which could be a count. We don't do any of that. The primary reason is because donors want to know that. And 2, it also helps us to identify potential convalescent plasma donors. So it's a value to the individual donor. And it's also a value where we say, hey, did you know you have the antibodies? Would you like to become a convalescent plasma donor?
Got it. Thank you, Andrea. And one more thing. What is the importance of donating blood, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic and even, beyond and before it as well?
Yeah, so blood red cells last 42 days. So, if everybody in the world donated today, 42 days from now, we'd be out. So it's about a constant supply of blood donations, and they're needed for cancer patients, leukemia patients, sickle cell, surgeries, think newborn babies. And, people can donate 5 or 6 times a year, and yet 75% of the population never gives blood. So, not only do we need it for COVID patients with convalescent plasma, and some of them are even getting other products, but everyone else who's kind of on hold for cancer patient treatment, these people need blood despite the fact that it's a pandemic. So it's a life-saving gift that you can give for an hour of your time.
Okay. And how can people get in touch with the New York Blood Center and find out more to support NYBC at this time, Andrea?
Yeah, so the easiest way with your phone, nybc.org, we have a zip code and blood drive locator. You can just quick make an appointment if you're a regular donor, or nybc.org and check out convalescent plasma. Or if you just want to call us, 1-800-933-2566, and we'll make your appointment for you.
Okay. One more thing again, just a reminder that it is absolutely safe to donate blood at this time.
Absolutely safe. And the final thing that I would say is if you have a location and you would like to host a blood drive, that's another great way that you can help. Like I said, we have fewer locations, and some places have donated their space once a month, once a week. It's safe to host a blood drive right now. So we don't have 550 like we did pre-pandemic, but we're up to about 300. So if you have a church or a business or just an idea, give us a call. You can fill out the form on the website or call that same number and we'll brainstorm with you. So lots of ways to help us.
Thank you again, Andrea, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your support.
Of course.
Happy New Year.
You as well. Happy New Year. Andrea Saffarelli is the Senior Executive Director at the New York Blood Center. Again, healthy blood donors can schedule an appointment to donate blood by visiting the New York Blood Center website at nybc.org or calling 212-570-3000. That's all for our show today. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, wishing you and your family safety and wellness now and always. Take care.